So, okay, this is the presentations from group How to Denmark. Next one. Can you move to the next slide? How do you move to the next slide?
I changed to the next slide. It says values and creed. Can everybody see values and creed?
No.
No?
No, it's froze to How to Denmark.
You have to,
Okay. I tried to share
you have
again.
to slide down.
And share. Boom. Can you see
Oh,
it
yes.
now?
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yes. So we agreed that our grid would be our channel should be the one-stop destinations for anyone who wants to learn more about student life in Denmark. And our value, if we apply the theories, the theories of Gustav, we break it down into two types of values that we deliver to our subscriber, which is utility and emotional values. So if people watch our channels, they save a lot of time and effort because we bring all sorts of information into one channels, like from the process, how to apply for Denmark, how to prepare live, how to settle down from accommodations to transportations. And also our source of information is reliable and it's also for free because it's based from our real life experience from 4 international students, so we don't fake it. And also we also deliver some emotional values because our video is quite short and fun, and it's also kind of motivating because we show, okay, if we are able to make it to Denmark, and so do you. Yes. Okay, next slide.
Hi, can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for the revenue streams, we decided that we can generate revenue either by monetizing our YouTube channel directly, by either making by doing advertising through different channels, maybe through Instagram or through different affiliate marketing programs as well. We tried to we shared it on Instagram as well, but we haven't yet advertised it since we don't have much followers right now. So if we decide that if our followers can reach if our subscribers reach 1,000 at least, we can maybe start advertising it as well. And for the advertising, we were thinking that maybe we can do a partnership with the different cafes and restaurants or education centers in Copenhagen as well, because in our videos we also decided to show that we'll be covering different, for example, food places or different education system, or maybe in one of our videos, like we covered the education system of Denmark. So we thought that we can also do a partnership with the places whom we are covering in our videos in order to generate revenue, or kind of we can also do affiliate marketing as well, like asking them to charging them for some fee in order to market or promote their product on our channel. And for sponsorships, we thought that we can also get sponsorship, for example, from Denmark Ministry of Culture or from Higher Education and Science, where we can actually ask them that we are kind of promoting Denmark's culture and Denmark education system. So that's how we decided that we can generate revenue. And next slide. Okay, so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the partnership, we decided to partner with 79 New, and it went really well. We actually decided that we are going to make a short ad for their YouTube channel, and we are going to take their anchor person Michelle for one video where we are going to show if the video is basically, is Denmark really the happiest country in the world. So we actually took Mitchell for that one video, and in his really funny style, like he does for his own channel, he actually shot the video for us, and we made a small 20 seconds video for them as well. So we kind of discussed in the group that what they wanted from us and what do we want from them. And after this mutual agreement, we kind of did this collaboration, which was really fun, I think. So yeah, I think now
Yes.
Arthur's one, yeah.
Yes. So for the co-creation theory, we tried to take a more reflective look at how we apply this. So first of all, for internal communication, we mostly use the theory of conversational fields, where we have a politeness, breakdown, inquiry, and flow. In the beginning, it was that we found ourselves in a stage of politeness where we really didn't know each other that well, and we were first really hesitant to voice our opinions. And later on, the breakdown part was not really an issue for us. It was barely existent in our communication. Most of the type of the communication was actually inquiry or flow. Especially with inquiry, when we noticed when we analyzed our dialogues, that there were a lot of questions. So if someone proposed an idea, the others would inquire about elaborating it more and finding out what this person actually means. And later on, like the more we worked together, the flow was the main type of our communications, where we harmonized and actually were able to build on each other's ideas. So we really saw a gradual like a bettering of our communication style. So for example, we're not sure about the order of the videos. So we agreed actually beforehand that we want to do a certain type of video first, but someone suggested that maybe another order would be better. So the others inquired, okay, why would this be? And in the end, it turned out that we changed this. So so for example, for our partners, we applied the theory of the dialogue-based theory of art and thinking, where the quality of the dialogue is more important than the actual idea. So here we have listening, respecting, suspending, and voicing. So it was like this that 639 News first approached us, and we were more like listening, respecting, and suspending. They voiced how they want to do their collaboration. There was a clear format that was already demanded. And so we were mostly listening in our meeting. After that, we were suspending. And later on, it was also the case that we had issues about the length of the video, so we wanted to make it a bit longer. It was initially proposed, but we respected that they had a limited screen time and agreed that we are going to keep the proposed lengths. Yeah, exactly. So next slide.
So when it comes to community building activities, we thought in the group that it would be of importance to like agree on a clear creation story that was going to be reflected in the YouTube channel. So we are then 4 different students with different backgrounds and cultures that all experienced the difficulty to find like necessary info when moving to Denmark, and thereby we created this channel to help others. So that's our like creation story. We also focused on creating a relaxed, caring, and friendly atmosphere, aiming to play down the whole process of moving to a new country, and in this case Denmark. We also wanted to like portray ourselves as the average student that have been like in the exact same situation as the viewers, and thereby enable them to easily recognize themselves in us and what we believe in. So, and when it comes to like rituals, we always have the same intro and ending in our video. But I think that we all think that we could have been worked a bit more on our rituals and icons, and for instance have like maybe a certain melody or slogan in all our videos to strengthen our recognition. And then the next slide to the main learnings.
So the first learning is to trust the process. And what we mean is that we have realized the importance to trust the process that eventually will like lead to a result instead of having a certain goal in mind to aim for. When having a goal in mind, I personally experience myself to be less creative and more judgmental toward myself and the idea that I had. But when not having a certain goal in mind, but instead improvising and focus on the actual process of creating, I think we all experience to be much more creative and imaginative. And then second is to love the drama and to see conflicts as the perfect opportunity to search for agreements within the disagreements instead of like being afraid of them. That in turn will like lead to unexpected and often creative discussions and ideas. And then last is the importance but difficulty to truly listen to each other, and how important it is within the group to like suspend from the inner dialogue and its strong assumption what the other person is going to say. And when doing this, we realize to understand each other on a much more, like deeper level, and thereby being able to perform much more effective as a group, since we could like listen to each other. So that's what we've learned.
Excellent, good. And I have, of course, a couple of questions. So I think maybe I can start from the. You say that your haters are an example of pagans, and a little bit like with a clear communication before. Haters is very unspecific. Like, who are these people? Like, what characterizes them? Like, is it just everybody who don't like your channel? Because I think maybe some people who don't like your channel, if you engage in a dialogue with them, they might be won over and not necessarily be somebody you have to leave behind. You know, they might have legitimate reasons for not liking it. So I'm curious, what do you mean by haters?
I think it was more like a fun example that we actually have a hater.
Okay.
But
Yeah, it's
personally, I think it was a bit hard to come up with who these, like, do you say pagans?
Yeah.
Who they are.
I can elaborate on that a bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe one of the reasons that if because on one of our channels there was this comment which said that the people from Denmark are the happiest ones and there is no racism and we are perfect. So these kind of people who have the extreme versions of because that's what we thought, and because we started our video from kind of a controversial question that are people really racist, so that really hit people and they were like, no. So that really made them comment on our first video, and the comment goes like, you can't be racist against a religion, and because people do look like they're depressed, but we are really healthy people and we are mentally healthy. And the guy just went on in the comments. I'm just reading the comment. So that's how we thought that maybe we have some haters as well regarding this, and they are thinking that we are just focusing on maybe the negative things on Denmark, which we are not. So maybe that's how it is.
It's quite interesting when you read the comments. I had a master thesis student who picked, her topic was how to deal with basically haters or trolling in social media. And it was super interesting. She was out. She interviewed a YouTuber, she interviewed a psychologist, she interviewed a lawyer and different people to sort of get like a lot of different perspectives on how to deal with that kind of stuff. And one of the things she said, like, because I think the comments that you are mentioning, you might think that the opinion is a little crazy or shallow or something like that, but it's actually, you can also see it as an invitation to a dialogue. They are proposing a certain viewpoint, And I think actually it's possible to engage in some sort of dialogue with that person. They are not just, you know, saying, "Oh, you suck" or something like that. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
they're putting forward something. And I think creating like that kind of debate that can come out of that is of course something that can help you spread a lot. A lot of people will see it.
True.
Because I just have to ask, because when I read the article about pagans, I thought it was a bit hard to connect it to our YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
are pagans the one that you cannot engage in a dialogue with, or like how do you define it?
Pagans are the ones where you go like, these people are probably not interested in the kind of content that we are putting forward.
Mm,
And I would say probably Danish people living in Denmark
are the ones.
might be your pagans. I don't know. There might be some Danish people who are actually interested in the challenges that foreigners experience when trying to integrate in Denmark. But I imagine that since it's not a problem that Danish people living in Denmark have, there might be a lot of those who just go like, how to settle in Denmark? I don't know. I was born here. I don't care. So I think pagans, it's a little bit a loaded term, but the way he defines it is just, it's the kind of people that probably won't be interested, and it would take too much energy to make them interested. So that's how to think about it. Then I have another comment, which is also going to relate to something that I'm going to say later or talk more about later. So you mentioned that when you did the collaboration with the news channel, then you use the word respect, and you say we respected that they have like a limited time frame or something like that. Yeah, that it's limited how long you can make your the videos. This is you remember, this is a point that I've mentioned many times. This is an everyday use of the word respect. Sort of like we respect it, we don't push them, kind of. When you use the word respecting, referring to the Isaac's theory, it has a very specific definition. So it is not just leaving people alone. It is relating to one understanding that people's viewpoint is legitimate. And I think in this kind of conflict, well, it's legitimate to have the viewpoint that we don't want to make too long videos. And it's also that you can never fully understand the position they come from. When he talks about respecting, I think it is more intense conflicts than just like, should we make it like 10 minutes or 5 minutes? So just be aware of that when you use these words. Use them as referring to the definitions in the theory.
I think,
yeah.
Can I have a comment on what you just comment? Because I think
Obviously.
that as I understand in the theories, that when you say respecting is about that kind of like put yourself in the other shoes and knowing that they have a different viewpoint than you do, and it's not necessary that you have to avoid the conflict. Like, you can raise your own opinion and they can raise your own opinion, and they say something different that you don't want, but you still respect them. That is, I understand. And we kind of also like discuss within our team before we talk to them about like whether we should make it longer than they require and things like that. And I think that actually we kind of being reflective in what we're gonna do after that, and then we're going to decide in the end that okay, we should not oppose them and just going along. So we actually go through a process from raising our own opinion and being reflective on our own opinion and their opinion, and then we choose to respect, not just go directly like from okay, we just follow whatever they say, things like that.
Yes. Okay, good. But see, this is the kind of stuff that needs to go in there.
Yes.
Instead of just saying we respected them, so we didn't make a long video. Like that kind of qualification has to go into the paper.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. Good comment. Let me see. I don't want to say too much more about it. It's a little bit similar when you talk. When you talk about the cruising in inquiry and flow field. Isaac's talk about how flow is actually something that's fairly rare. It's really something special. It might be true that you were cruising in this field, but there's something about, like, be a little skeptical. Was it really that, or did we just have a good time? And how can we know? And the difference. So again, it's dive a little deeper into it when you write about it. Of course, this is a presentation, it's fast, but I just wanted to mention it. Cool, good. Those were, anybody else has questions, comments? Let's do the polling. Boom. So 1 minute, and you know the drill. There we go. 73%. Can we get it higher? Okay, that's 1 minute, so 76%. Fantastic. We end the polling here and share the results. So here are the results. Yeah, and again, take notes now, or a screenshot or something like this, and then I'll share them if they should come down on my computer when we end the call.